What's going on, legends? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing a quick mission guide for the final tier 4 Black Moss faction mission known as Breaking and Entering. I decided the final tier 4s and tier 5s were hard enough. I wanted to cover them in separate videos alongside having covered them in the full guides as well. And this one just so happens to be the most difficult of all of the tier 4 missions. But before we dive into it, if you guys do enjoy this content anytime or find this video helpful in any way, make sure you show your support for the channel by going down below and smashing that like button. Let's go ahead and throw an easy goal of 100 likes on today's video, as well as if you guys like to find your way back to the channel for more Call of Duty content, make sure you do hit that subscribe button alongside that notification bell so we don't miss you in future videos. All right, this guy is going to be a 3-parter. Part 1 is asking you to travel to the sewer under Al-Bagra Fortress. You need to go to Al-Bagra Fortress Underground or Al-Bagra Underground. This is going to require a key for you to do so. Now, before you even go to Al-Bagra Underground and before you even worry about having a key, definitely recommend making sure you have a 3-plater, medium backpack. You're going to definitely want to stock up on plates, as this is an extremely aggressive area and you don't want to end up dying or not making it out and being able to complete your challenge and having to go back and do this all over again. So make sure you are set up for success. And then if you don't have an Al-Bagra Underground key, you're going to obviously need to acquire one. You can choose to loot around the map in order to hopefully get your hands on one, or you can do the easiest route, which would be just to save up 30,000 and go and find the buy station or shop during the run that you were in that has the Al-Bagra Fortress key. I think if it takes you a little while to actually acquire the key, it might be worth actually exfilling and then jumping back in a fresh run to go and hit the actual location. So once you get your hands on the key, part 1 is pretty much done. But again, don't forget to stock up on those plates and anything that you might need going to this place. Part 2 is going to ask you to reroute the 7 security devices in under 4 minutes to unlock the system architecture's container. Now, there's a container in the water in the centralized location in the Al-Bagra Underground, and this is where this container is going to be, but you essentially need to unlock it first, which is going to have you rerouting those 7 security devices. Now, these devices are actually little electrical boxes that are on the walls in the underground, and they will have a small black little circle that will indicate that you can interact with them. Now, I believe the 4-minute countdown starts the moment you go into the underground, so you're going to want to move quickly when doing this. When you get to the first open room, you're going to want to eliminate the opponents as quickly as possible, and then directly on your left will be the first location. The best way to go about going for these is get the first one in that first room and then continue traveling left. Anytime you could take a left turn, take that left turn, find your little security device, activate it, and just continue until you get all the way around the circle. Once you've hit the final one, it will actually unlock that container that's in the water spot in the center, and you'll go into the water and actually grab or open up that container. Now, in that container is a very important item that is important for the last and final part of this mission. Now, I will say that this place can be pretty hot, so if you don't continuously move, the enemies will keep coming and it'll make it really hard to do this. So you're gonna wanna just get the enemies out of the way, hit the electrical box, or the security device, I should say, and then keep following that path left. Anytime you take that left turn, get your electrical boxes. I count the boxes out as I was going through just to make sure I hit all of them. If you have multiple people in your squad and they kind of already have an idea where these locations are, you guys can split off in 2 different directions, but there is a lot of risk with that as the AI are pretty strong in this area. But once you hit all of those boxes and go inside the container, this part will obviously be completed. Now, part 3 is asking you to loot and extract the system architecture documentation. Now, this documentation is actually found in the container that you unlocked through part 2. So once you actually dive in there and open the container, you should get these documents. Just make sure you don't leave them behind. Now, the hard part here is actually going to be escaping and then actually extracting with this without dying, because obviously if you die, you're going to have to go through this entire process again, and getting a hold of one of those keys can be kind of a pain. Gearing yourself back up can be kind of a pain, so you're just going to want to avoid that at all costs. Now, if maybe you get really lucky in your run and the extract would be right outside the underground location. I wasn't lucky enough to have that happen in my run that I was successful in, so I had to travel quite a ways to get to an exfil. Now, there's a couple different options you can have for a final exfil. You could choose to go for a rescue hostage contract, which will allow you to escape the map pretty much under the radar, or you can wait to go to that final exfil if you want to kind of play it safe. Look for those hunt squad contracts as the final circle is kind of pushing out. And if you do see one of them, that means there will be somebody meeting you at that final exfil. And if there is no one located on the map via these contracts being there, then basically you are free to go and just kind of waiting through the final exfil to take off. Then once you guys obviously leave the map with this documentation, breaking and entering will be completed and tier 5 will be unlocked for Black Moss. Hopefully these tips and tricks or this video in general will help you along your journey. But that's going to wrap things up for us here. Thank you guys for all the support in today's video, all the support in the channel, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace.